Hi everyone, Kimberly Mackey here with New Home Solutions Consulting. Welcome back to our three-part series, Fantastic Salespeople and Where to Find Them. Today is our second episode. If you'll recall, or feel free to refer back to part one on our YouTube channel or our blog site, newhomesolutions.com/blog. In episode one, we discussed what to look for when hiring salespeople. What are the right attributes and attitude? Today, we're going to discuss some secret locations where you can go to recruit. Please plan to join us again on August 7th when we will reveal how to maximize your investment with all this great talent by giving them the tools they need to become successful. There are other jobs out there which require much of the same skill set as new home sales, but most of them are nowhere near as challenging, rewarding, or as fast-paced as new home sales. The key to bringing new people into our crazy industry is to set the right expectations from the start. Let them know it takes time, dedication, and training to earn the top money in this industry. We experience the largest fallout rates from new home hires who aren't financially equipped to handle all the ups and downs one experiences when getting started in this industry. Also, you should be realistic. You can't put a brand new person with no income into a brand new community, expect them to get it off the ground, and not pay them for 9 months until something closes. That isn't going to get you or them any closer to the desired result. There are many ways to do this with either a small salary plus commission or perhaps half the commission up front and half at settlement, to name only a couple. There are, of course, many more options. The key is you must set both of you up to create success and the win-win. Know the real estate laws in your state too. For instance, does your state require that you have a licensed real estate agent? Do they require brokers? And many states require that you have a licensed real estate agent even if they don't require brokers. Now, here are my secret locations. Hospitality sales is number one. Typically, I'm looking for someone from management or a recent college graduate with a degree in hospitality management. But some concierge services at higher-end hotels may also be a terrific fit. They earn most of their living from tips, so they understand they have to do a terrific job to get paid. The graduates and kids just out of school with some experience have now had the opportunity to learn firsthand that they have a mountain of debt and that it's going to take them quite a while to pay that down at their low entry salaries. So look for those with problem-solving abilities at the higher-end resorts. We're looking for the ones who seem to be able to balance a whole lot of stuff coming at them all at once while still keeping a smile on their face as they solve the problems expeditiously. This is the kind of talent we need. The second place is apartment leasing. Now, I'm not talking about property managers here. I'm talking about the people who work at higher-end apartment complexes who have to sell the lifestyle and show the apartment model homes. There are a couple of things to look out for here, though. Number one, while the job is basically the same job description, you still need to make sure they have phenomenal sales and closing skills, or at least the aptitude for learning them. And number two, are they capable of working on commission? Because the salaries are so low in some of these positions, unless you find an ambitious go-getter who's looking to grow, this might not be the right fit. But when you find them, wow, do they excel. Car sales with caution. Car sales is not for the faint of heart. It can be a fast-paced, dog-eat-dog world. However, occasionally I found some terrific sales talent who didn't quite fit into the car sales mold, but were a nice fit for us in home building. Usually the hardest part is teaching them the relationship-based selling techniques so they learn to nurture a prospect rather than going for the hard close and scaring them off. We shouldn't sell homes using car sales methodology for a reason. Additionally, if you get someone who's had a long career in car sales, new home sales will probably be too slow, too detailed, and too emotional for their liking. It is best to get those who haven't been at it for life. I like places like CarMax and other flat fee, say that 3 times fast, dealers, because they aren't as cutthroat as some of the true dealership models are. Furniture sales, with caution again, furniture sales can be a lot like car sales. It's generally a competitive floor and people who've been there for a really long time. Occasionally, though, you'll find someone new or someone in a smaller store who provides exceptional customer service. I like mattress people for this very reason. They have to discover some very personal things about people to sell them on something where they're going to be spending a third of their life. Another great place is in retail sales, especially commission-based like cosmetics or Nordstrom shoes, for instance. Retail hours and weekends are not a problem, and the really good ones are great at asking just the right questions to make their customers happy in very short order. The biggest challenge here is similar to apartment leasing. Can they afford to make the switch and deal with the financial ebbs and flows as they're getting started? Door-to-door sales. If one can knock on people's doors and have success in this day and age, this is someone I want to talk to as soon as possible. It takes incredible guts. I have a newfound respect for anyone who can do this type of work since my son went to work for Vivint Smart Home Technology over the past summer. He had to do cold door-to-door sales. While these kids can be a great hire, they take training to learn our industry and the art of relationship-based selling. Any sales process that requires them to rush the prospect with specials that expire as soon as they walk out the door will have to be unlearned because we have to build a longer-term relationship with our buyers. I'm a big fan of recruiting from this industry, though, because these young people have moxie and drive. They also usually have very charming personalities. Real estate school or colleges can prove to be tough to sift through the number of candidates to find the right person. But if you hire a recruiter, they can do the legwork for you, and you only pay commissions on the ones who work out. You could even hire through a temp-to-perm staffing service for these type of candidates, but you'd need to teach them how to screen properly for you. Still, if you want to have some folks in a training program, on the bench as we say, these two resources can be plentiful. Hire from your competitors cautiously. While it can be tempting to recruit only from your competitors, you're generally only going to get those who couldn't sell at your competitor, so why would they do any better for you? Great salespeople with a pipeline of buyers waiting to close don't leave. Now, there are definitely exceptions here, and I call those opportunities with a capital O. Salespeople leave when there's turmoil in management or a leadership change. They leave when one company buys out another and they find the culture shift too great. And they leave when they run out of land and have nothing to sell. When you find strong salespeople in those situations, make them a terrific offer. Always have at least one trainee or floater. Salespeople can't work 7 days a week. They need to have at least 2 days off, but you need your model covered 7 days a week. The number one rule of selling is, of course, show up. If you have a floater, they can cover models for your salespeople when they're off, on different days, of course, so they might cover 2 different models at the same time. They can cover for vacation, illness, events, etc. And what better way to train someone than to hire them to cover your models so they're dealing with live situations. You've got somebody on the bench learning your systems and the right way to do things. How often have you as a sales manager kept someone on whom you knew needed to go for whatever reason, but you didn't have anyone to fill the void? Or someone who quit and left you short for coverage. It just makes sense. And for you sports enthusiasts out there, how often has a player come off the bench only to wow everyone? It happens more often than you'd think. Rarely and with extreme caution, general real estate agents. General real estate and new home sales are two completely different skill sets. I even know some general real estate agents who refer to new home sales agents as the shut-ins. Can you imagine? There are 2 common challenges with trying to make the leap from general to new homes. The first is the hours required and the comprehension that you're in a retail business and must be open at the convenience of your buyers and not your sales staff. The second one is that general real estate agents typically sell by the process of elimination. What I mean by that is they haven't been taught how to do a thorough discovery process to fully understand the buyer's wants, needs, and qualification. Because they can sell almost anything, they find out the basics, run an MLS search, and start showing until something sticks. In new home sales, you only have what you have, so you better figure out relatively quickly if you have what that prospect wants, needs, and is qualified to buy. Both are relationship-based selling, but the general real estate agent will figure it out as they go and lose many prospects along the way because they won't close the sale. A new home sales professional should proactively discover upfront before showing homes. They should take a leadership role in the process to help the buyer understand what the process is and what possibilities will work for them once they've found the right home and home site. The new home sales professional must help the buyer to own it. Too many builders list their homes and treat them like a general real estate transaction. Those builders sell far fewer homes than those who have a dedicated sales team. Please note that while I prefer an in-house sales force, I understand that there are dedicated sales teams in some parts of the country who are outsourced to general real estate brokerages. As long as those agents are dedicated only to selling your homes and cannot take off with your hard-earned traffic and are producing sales, reporting that traffic to you, I don't take issue with those scenarios. I know a few of them that are working exceptionally well. However, that isn't the way most builders have it set up, and they're leaving a lot of sales on the proverbial table. But that is a discussion for a different time. For most of you, the best advice I could give you is if you want to outsource something, outsource your sales management to someone who knows how to do it, but bring your sales team in-house. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you again on August 7th, 2019 for the conclusion of this series. And don't forget, on July 24th, our guest blogger series continues with Anya Chrysanthen from New Construction Marketing Podcast. She's going to be sharing some innovative and creative ways to be memorable with your follow-up. Why be boring when you can stand out? Make sure you don't miss any of our training sessions by subscribing to Solutions. It's an e-newsletter that comes out twice a month. You can visit newhomessolutions.com to subscribe today. Thank you, and make it a great day.